brewers, and welcome to my channel. So I got a comment from Alfie Francis saying there about the oak leaf wine, because he's only recently found the channel, and for some reason I thought I'd done it, and I had. It turns out it wasn't a very good one. I was playing around with the chrome key settings on Lightworks, just kind of figuring out what to do, and it was a pretty bad video. So what I'm going to be doing today is taking the last remaining bottle. I've given it away, also given people to try, and drank some myself. So it is like literally the last bottle in existence. And yeah, we're going to be tasting this. But just to mix things up, I'm also going to put the epic oak leaf wine with extra oak. I'm going to put them against each other and see how they compare. Went ahead and bottled these up into smaller bottles. Now this is because I have a feeling that oak contains a lot of tannin, and it does. It's used for leather processing and all sorts because it has a really high amount of tannin, which means that this wine should take a long time to age. That's mainly because tannins will break down very slowly over time. It's what's in good wine. So yeah, basically it's going to be an oak off. Yeah, which one is better? So yeah. There's only one thing to really do. Crack it open. So I suppose I should begin with the original wine. I already kind of know how it tastes, funny enough, because I've drank it. But it has been here for 2 years with no preservatives in it. I'd just like to point out, no preservatives. So let's see. So over this time it has got a very, very slight amount of sugar in it, which is fine because a hydrometer isn't 100% accurate. There may be some little sugars left over. It didn't explode, so it's obviously the hydrometer was pretty close, but it does have a couple of little bubbles on it. It's okay, the wine is preserved in the carbon dioxide atmosphere. So let's pour this out. So like I said, it's formed a very slight carbonation, so considering no preservatives, as it was, and it was pretty much dry, I think it's lasted particularly well with a very mild carbonation. So obviously adding the sulfides in would have stopped that, but at the same time it's adding preservatives. So it looks quite nice actually. Carbonated. Who knew? So let's give this a try. First off, it smells quite nice. It has a light, sort of fruity aroma almost. What aroma is it? Don't snort it, whatever you do. Yeah, doesn't taste good through the nostrils, it turns out. So okay, don't stick my nose in too far, just swirl it. It tastes floral and it smells like a white wine. That's not bad. Let's give this a try. Ooh, that is nice. That tiny little bit of carbonation from the excess sugar that obviously hadn't fermented at the time has really made it's nice. I actually like it with a very slight amount of carbonation. It's novel, it's different, and ooh, it's cheeky. No, it is. This is a really nice drink. I mean, it's a white wine. That's what I would call it. It's a white wine. It is smooth. It is riching, slightly warming. Funny that, because it is 14%. But it's also sweet. Like, not too sweet, which is weird because I like alcohol dry. But this is really good. So honestly, it tastes a lot like grapes. Tastes like a white wine made with grapes. It is just like that. That is all I have to say about it. If you gave this to someone, they wouldn't know that this was made with oak leaves. You know, if you took the label off, or you told them, they would have thought this is a very mild, sparkling, nice white wine. I mean, it's not offensive to the taste, it's pleasant, it's mildly sweet, well, medium sweet I put on here, but it's good. I mean, it is fantastic, considering that we made it with young oak leaves from an oak tree. So, what have we learned? You can make this wine, store it, and it just gets better with age, it seems. Mild carbonation could be a problem for some if you don't want it, but it's actually really good. That is so good. So to answer your question, what does it taste like? It tastes like wine. I mean, it is so nice. So good! Who knew? So yeah, I'm gonna sit here and drink this. And give myself a bit of a pat on the back. Maybe quite a lot of a pat on the back, to be fair. So we're going to have to do this recipe again. Well, I'm going to have to do this again because I want more. It is good, and because the video shows the whole sequence of making it, I should be able to get pretty much the same result. So that's going to be great. I like it. So if you need a cheap brew, oak leaf wine. All you need is oak leaves from an oak tree, young and fresh and lovely. So yeah, that's even better than when I first tasted it. It's a shame I opened the bottle, really. Oh well, never mind. So I'm going to finish this, and then we're going to be back, and we're going to try this. I am extraordinarily impressed with this wine. It is great. I mean, let's be fair. It is a bit random, but at the same time, it works. So if it works, don't knock it. So now we have got the Epic Oak with oak wine. And this one is 12%. Do like my higher wine alcohol levels. So let's give this an, oh, if I can open it. I can't seem to open it. To be fair, I did bottle this up a little while ago, and the bottles were slightly warm. So I'm going to be all weak and feeble and open this bottle, and I'll be right back. So, I am back. Check that. So I ended up using a man tool, otherwise I know as mull grips, very lightly. Turns out all I needed was more leverage. And here we go. Perfect. Ooh. You see, this also has a very, very mild smell. Now I'm getting little hints of alcohol, and a lot like this one, which has, it's kind of grapey, it's kind of mellow and grape-like, and this is also alcohol, as you would expect, mellow and kind of grapey. So let's go. So instantly you're going to notice that this is a darker color. Now that's partially because we used older oak leaves, and also because we actually oaked this as well, using oak, so hence the name, oak with oak. So yeah. Funny enough, it doesn't have a sparkle. So let's give it a smell. So it does smell different. It has this more strong, winey smell. Not winey, anyway. It's got notes in there. I mean, they're very, very slight. I mean, oak itself doesn't really have much of a flavour. If you've ever eaten an oak leaf, it doesn't have much of a taste. But it seems to bring out a certain flavour in the alcohol, so, novel. Let's give it a go. Now, woo! So instantly, there is a big flavour difference. This, it's interesting. This one was all light and it's slightly sweet, and the way we did with the young oak leaves. This was using the older leaves. Now, instantly I've got tastes of alcohol, which, I mean, not in a bad way. I mean, just like drinking a decent wine. In my opinion, I was brought up on like McGuigan's Black Label Merlot, so just in case you were wondering what I class as a good wine, it is good. Anyway, so So I've got alcohol, and I do have a slight sweet note to it. It has got the sweetness, not as much though as this. It's also drying. I can taste the tannin. Now what I mean by tannin, it's not overpoweringly tanniny, so I'm not puckering my face up like I've sucked on a battery. But it is drying, unlike this one, which is kind of moist, I suppose is the word. But it's not unpleasant either. It is different. It's nowhere near as sweet as this one. It has a drying aftertaste. That is the tannin. Now over time it will break down a lot of these tannins, so that's why I put them in smaller bottles. I was expecting this basically to be like sucking on 100 lemons at once, or like warheads. I was expecting the dryness, the tartness, of course alcohol, and yeah, but it's actually very nice as well. The aftertaste, again, once the dryness has subsided, kind of sweet. It is a very peculiar wine, because nothing about oak leaves says sweet, yet these both have sweetness to different levels. This one has got a lot more oak in it, per quota I suppose, and it is older oak as well, which is one of the things I wanted to do with the original video, is to do a comparison. Okay, the oak has given it a nice colouring as well, but yeah, this is quite good. Now, I would like to point out, I like things really dry. With my cider, I don't back sweeten my cider, I just leave it to age for about 6 months and then I drink it, and it's really good. For me, because I like things bone dry. As I found out, people have different tastes. You may need to add a bit of sweetness back to this if you prefer your drinks slightly more sweet. Just as I found out when I was doing my mead making videos, I gave, funny enough, meads to other people, and people are used to mead being sweet. So when they had a dry mead, they didn't really know what it was. Once they got over the shock that this mead was dry, they were like, that's actually quite nice. So just to put that out there, this is another really good wine. I mean, it's going to get better with age, so I'm going to come back to this. If I don't drink it all in the meantime, or give it away and drink. Anyway, we're going to come back to this, and I'm going to make sure I keep a bottle, at least one bottle, so we can do a 2-year review. So after my small mental breakdown, I can't decide. I mean, I was expecting a clear winner, and there is not a clear winner. These are both different ages, of course, and different characteristics. This is a drier one, this one's a sweeter one. This has formed a slight sparkling carbonation, very, very slight. So it was obviously nearly dry. It's been 2 years just stuck out the way, not chilled or anything like that, so it was just a little bit of sweetness left in there which slowly fermented away, which is fine because that gas has preserved it perfectly without using stabilizers or any rubbish sulfites. All in all, this has been a really, really interesting video for me because I've got to try this and I've got to try this. So you guys really have to decide which one you want to make. This one, on the other hand, I made a while ago, and it does take a while to come to fruition, to mature, though it's still good when you first make it. This one, again, I mean, it's got more ingredients because we used oak as well, and it's using older oak leaves, so you've got a longer time to collect your oak leaves. But again, I mean, either way, I think both of these are a complete success. I mean, I took something that you don't use. I mean, you don't go out and get oak leaves and go, oh, I'm gonna make a salad. And I've made wine out of it. And not only that, it is actually drinkable. That is fantastic. Really, really good. And I'm going to celebrate by having some more. Now, the question, just for thoroughness, for the quest of science, is what happens if you put equal parts of these together? Will it make something truly phenomenal? Phenomenal. Anyway, so I'm going to do equal parts, approximately. And now we have a combination of them both. Give it a swirl. Well, it hasn't exploded, which is a shame. That would have been cool. Now, it has got more of the flavour from here, which is more grapey type, a bit sweeter. And this is, again, very slightly sweet, but not as much. So let's put these both together. Pucker up. Ooh. Okay. This one's got more flavour currently. This one's got more tannin. Put them both together and it's actually kind of drier. Still very, very good. Very good. Honestly, mixing these both together, they're not quite as good. They're not. They just smell good, taste not bad. But again, I would prefer to either drink this one on its own or this one on its own. And technically, I'm not mixing my drinks because they're both the same wine. Just this one's got more tannin and oak in it. It's pretty cool. Either way, this was a success. I mean, it is good. Mwahaha. So, I really hope you enjoyed this video and it's given you a bit of inspiration to maybe try one of these two rather unusual wines. So, don't forget to rate, comment, like and subscribe and of course share. Yeah, I'm gonna finish these because it would be a waste. So I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care.